any updates on Melo?
He's still pretty sore this morning. I mean, I'd say he's probably doubtful, for tonight, unless the sunshine here in Florida changes that.
If he doesn't start, who would start his place?
Well, right now, Lance would probably get into that spot, but we need to make sure he's okay this morning. He feels a lot better, plans to participate in the shoot-around. So unless there's a setback, he'll probably be there first. And after that, we still have Cleo Anthony and Travis if we need to at the wings.
Could you increase Andrea's minutes tonight, or?
We'll see. It's possible. I mean, I thought the minutes for him were good in Miami, just not having played a lot of basketball, in the last year or so. And it's great to have him back out there, and it's enticing to try to get him out there more. But I think we want to try and be really, really smart about building that up. And so, maybe if tonight is around the same, and then he gets through that well, then after the break, we can maybe think about bumping it up some.
You didn't get a lot of mid-range shots in the offense the other night. I mean, what was the first game he played in? He seemed to be a little more aggressive offensively. Was it just a little rust, or just the opportunities weren't there? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe some of those opportunities weren't there. He is a good shooter, and some of those opportunities when he shot faked, guys, flew by, and he was able to get to the rim a couple times. And, one of the plays he had an opportunity, he bobbled the ball. And, I think those are things that as he gets more comfortable, everything in this offense will be available for him because of his versatility. And so, as he shakes the rust off and gets his timing back, I think, mid-range jumpers, being at the rim, shooting the three, it's all there for him.
Do you think with the trade deadline coming up, it could be a team that could look to bring him on to maybe take a gamble on him if he could help a playoff push or something?
I'm still figuring this job out, so I'll let the other people figure out what they need to do with their teams. We're still trying to figure out what we need to do here to be as best we can be.
Is this a different spot for you because of that? This is the first time you've been through a million trade deadlines. It's the first time you're going through it as a coach. Some of these guys may not be here. Is that difficult as a coach, especially the first time you're dealing with that?
No, I think because of my experience, with this process, it makes it easier. I can relate to what the guys are feeling, and until 3 Eastern or 4 Eastern on February 19th, a lot of guys, I'm sure, are feeling pretty tense about the situation, but they can't control what management decides. The best thing they can do for themselves is to go out and play a hell of a game tonight, and then we come back from the break, and see what happens from there. But they can't worry about it. They just have to focus on the game, and the rest of it will take care of itself.
You mentioned the other day potential, but he still has his potential. And the guy is a #1 overall pick, but it's kind of faded for him a little bit. Do you still see, I don't know, that's there still, or that there's still something to reach for him?
Yeah, no, I think if Andrea can sustain his health overall, I think he still has tremendous upside in terms of what he can do. A guy with that size and ability to put the ball on the floor, shoot the ball. He defends well. He's big. He can rebound. That's why we're still excited about having him healthy. And I think for himself, he wants that. And hopefully things go well tonight. And then he'll have another 8 or 9 days in terms of physically still ramping himself up to be ready for a good second half of the season.
Do you think it's still important for Carmelo to play on Sunday, or do you think he's got to worry about his knee, or do you think would you like to see him out there?
I think both. I think his knee is important. I think what he does with that is priority #1. And so if he feels like he shouldn't or can't, then he should sit out. But if he feels that it's in an all-star game setting, where the minutes won't be heavy and it'll be more of a loose competition, being out there in front of his friends and family and people around the world in New York, I'm sure that's still going to mean a lot to him. we love to see him out there, but we obviously want him to be smart.
Going into the break, do you reflect back on the first half, or do you try to look forward to the second half?
I think both. I think the break will give us all a chance to kind of reflect on, the first 50 or so games. I think also for us, since we returned from London, as kind of another short period of really evaluating this team.
Right.
And then, like I said yesterday, if we can win tonight's game and, go into this break with some positive feelings, then I think there's great opportunity with the last, 29 games or so to continue to get better as a team and continue to just laying the foundation for our future.
But is it hard if you can't really plan for Carmelo to be around that much longer after the break? Do you have to plan differently that way because you know the surgery is coming?
Well, no, not because if and when he decides that that's what he wants to do and the team wants to do that, but just because that's what the job requires. At any practice or any shoot around or any game, a guy could go down, and so you have to be, I think, mentally, willing to accept the fact that guys won't be there all the time, and that's why it's important that we develop a way of playing offense and a way of playing defense that doesn't rely on one guy. And that's what having a team is about. And we're obviously different without him, but anytime, regardless of the reason he may or may not be there, when the game starts at 7:30, we still got to show up and play. So we have to be prepared for that either way.
Do you feel you have to play Clay Anthony more after the All-Star break? See what he has?
No, I feel like what Clay Anthony earns, that's what I have to do. And I think all the guys on this team, because of the injuries, because of the changes, I think they're all excited and understand that if I earn and show that I deserve opportunity, I'll get it. So, there's no different for Clay Anthony. We can't force his development, and it's what he shows that will determine, how much he's out there.
On a totally different topic, you spoke highly of Greg Popovich when we were there in San Antonio. You see him get 1,000 wins now that you're in this position.
Yeah.
Can you even respect it even more?
Yeah, I don't know if there's more I can, say positive about Greg Popovich. Yesterday a friend, I think, sent me a message about, a coach's true impact is not on his win and loss record, but more in his impact on the game and his impact on the lives of others. And to me, Greg Popovich is probably just as impactful in those areas than the wins and losses. And I would assume that if you talk to him, he'd probably feel better about the same thing, the way he's impacted the lives of his players more so than how many games they've won.